Cool. Hey guys. Uh, it's a late one today. I've been working pretty early, but this morning had a really great meeting with the speaker that's going to be speaking at the next Humane Tech London event. So that was excellent. It's incredible when you wake up, jump out of bed to have a great conversation like that. So that was really excellent. The ISELF work, yeah, focusing on marketing. It's been really interesting actually. A couple of days ago, I think I was talking about how I didn't like doing the marketing thing because it didn't feel like it was giving me many results. But I think it was more, I felt guilt about advertising down certain avenues. So I feel like if you go to like Facebook group and you just promote what you're doing, it almost doesn't feel genuine. Even if it's a relevant group, it feels like it's self-promotion, and groups tend to not like that. What I've been doing today and yesterday was more, let's say, authentic marketing, where I was contacting someone via LinkedIn. Sorry, not via LinkedIn. I'm not using LinkedIn. Via Twitter, mostly, or I had the email address of someone, or there was a Slack group and I direct messaged someone, like really one-to-one communications, and just saying, hey, I really love what you've done, and I think this will be relevant for you because of X, Y, Z. It's good for a couple of reasons. One, because you can like just tell someone that you appreciate their work, and two, you start a new conversation with someone you've maybe not started that with. So I think even if you don't get the response that you hope, maybe it's a no, at least you've opened that conversation, and it feels a lot better for me. It's much more authentic. So I've just been continuing that today, having some more conversations about the product with people, and the feedback's generally been good. Had some really great feedback from some people, some new feature updates that need to be put in. So yeah, going to be doing that over the next week, I suppose. Nothing that should stop like a go live on a bigger announcement, like on a forum like Product Hunt. Yeah, it's been really, really great getting some feedback, and I think we're going to get some interesting stories from thyself as people start to use it. So that's really positive. I'm going to share my screen and just show you a Trello board that I've just set up. So it kind of needed a way of tracking the feedback that I was getting. So I built this Trello board. So I've got a backlog. I've got things I want to achieve this week. And then going through the design process. Is it coded and is it deployed? And this is the done stage. Until it's deployed, it's not done. And actually, in fact, I might add another stage as well, which will be get user feedback on the feature. Also, I'm going to adopt the Intercom jobs to be done framework. I think or job stories, using job stories, I should say. And that means that your tickets have a format like this. So when situation, I want to, the motivation for the user, so I can, and then the expected outcome for the user. This I think is a pretty good way of dealing with stories. It allows the implementation to be decided later in the process, and it really hones in on what someone hopes to get out from it and why it's useful for them. So two examples of that are what I've got here. So when signing up, I want to know how BuySelf handles my data so I can feel confident it's protected. So initially the ticket was around privacy policy. So I added that yesterday actually. And I was questioning why a privacy policy would be important and what's the user benefit apart from its potential legal implications, I think. But I was thinking what the motivation would be from someone, and then started thinking about my own experiences with privacy policies as a consumer. And it's really a trust thing, I suppose. You want to know that someone is handling your data with confidence. And so the trigger would be when signing up, I suppose. But that trigger, the situation might change through the life cycle of a customer. I think that's the initial one, so that's what I went with. But then this starts to become quite different. So some solutions to this, when signing up, I want to know how BuySelf handles my data. It could be a privacy policy page, which is what I've done. But really, like if it's part of the sign-up flow, maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's you just want to know at that point, right? So can show you an example on the sign up page here. So perhaps we have like this section on the sign up page, which is like your privacy is paramount, and then give a little synopsis of the privacy policy there in the page, right? So I think that could be a nice way of doing that. But the point is, by writing them as job stories, and Intercom is a company that has really excelled at this, you leave the solution open-ended, which is really nice. So here, for example, we can take another one. So these are basically features that I've got here, but really could write them as a different job to be done story, which will end up with a different solution. So, for example, like opt-in for data aggregation. Really, why does someone want to do that? So I suppose it's then we start questioning what the data aggregation is, what it is specifically that they're opting in for, why is it useful, what features come out of the data aggregation. And so it allows you to explore a solution in greater depth. So that's why I've chosen the job stories. I'm probably going to make this Trello board public at some point, maybe not until the end of next week, I'd say, just so I can start moving some things across. I've seen some other companies do this build it in open. I think they've done it very successfully. Plutio is one that springs to mind. It's another company based here in London. And so, yeah, I'll probably open source, well, not open source it, but make it public very soon. I think that would be useful. Yeah, and that's it. So I'll probably do a couple bit of work over the weekend. And yeah, still working on marketing. That's it for the end of the week. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the stats on the developer board and where I'm at. So goal for this week was to get 50 weekly users. Hold on 1 second. So 50 weekly users. What are we on? We're on 13 weekly users now. So if you remember, yesterday was 8 and up to 13. So that was like a percentage increase. That's pretty good. It's still only 13 users, not high at all. But it's okay. I think the quality is very good. And we're still pending review from Google. So I'm not sure what they're testing and what they need for that, but hopefully soon that will, I think once it's reviewed, then it will go into the Chrome store, because at the moment, if you go into the Chrome Web Store, you can't actually see it in there. So if we go to the itself, it's not there. So I'm hoping that when that changes, it will then be seen on Chrome Web Store. And then we'll see weekly users go from 13 up to at least 50, so that I can get that hit that milestone for the week. But that's it. Have a great weekend, guys, and see you on Monday. Well, no, actually, I'm going to do an update tomorrow as well. I forgot about that. So yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow. Cheerio.